2003, and I realized that I need to refresh because I was losing everything because I was just with kids and I was just teaching simple basic grammar rules.
I see.
And then I decided to do something to improve my English, my vocabulary, and my speaking skills. And I also want to understand the movies, series. Also, I want a lot of things.
Okay. And,
Yeah.
and that's exciting that you have a bigger picture of what you want to do. So what we'll do is take a moment and talk about how to start with a very small goal. As a teacher of the 2 students that you currently have, I'm sure you have larger goals for them, but you can't teach them everything. So you start small, and with those mini wins or those micro wins, you start to grow, and grow. Over time, you will see that you will accomplish your major goals. And so how long have you taught the 2 students that you have? How long have you taught them? Or
I've been teaching them for 16 years.
okay. So, and there again, it goes with, in year 1, you were teaching them something small, and you've been teaching them, and they've grown and grown and grown. And how is their English now?
Sorry, sometimes I can't hear your voice.
Were you teaching them English?
Yeah, I'm teaching English.
Okay, so how is their English?
I'm trying to teach English, or I would say.
Okay, but the 2 students that you've worked with for 16 years, how is their English? How do they feel about their progress?
And I'm a teacher at a middle school, and I usually work for middle school. So I teach to 5th, 6th, 8th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students.
Okay.
So my students will changes. And in Turkey, there's a weird system because we don't focus on speaking skills. In the end of 8th grade, they have an exam, and in this exam there aren't listening or speaking or writing parts, just grammar. They choose the correct answer, they just do it. So I can't focus on listening or pronunciation or native English, the natural English or daily phrases. So I'm so far from this kind of things at school. And I don't have a native speaker around me. So here I am. And also, I need a good score at the international exam.
Okay.
And if you want me to evaluate myself, this year, I think 2 weeks ago, they had the exam, and my criteria is if there are some students that answers full correct, then I'm okay, because I work for a school which is in an unprivileged neighborhood. In fact, they don't care about studying or learning something. They just leave, and it's also the hard part of my job, because I don't just try to teach English. I try to force them to have goals, targets, because they don't have, because their mothers and fathers don't have this kind of things. I need to change something in their lives, very important things in their lives. And besides English.
Right. So did you say that these children are privileged children? Oh,
Unprivileged.
unprivileged. Because I was thinking that this does not seem like a privileged child. I see. Perhaps the main thing is to have the students.
I mean, they are poor. Their
Yeah.
families don't have job. They don't want to work. They beg or they steal, or as we heard from police, they some of them take some bad things.
During the day, though, what you do provide, during the day, you provide them a place to go, a place to be. That's what you do. And the parents may not necessarily have the mindset of what the value of an education is, but they know from one point of time during the day that their child should be in this school. And I would think that there are some children there that are trying to learn, I think, I hope.
Of course, of course. I'm talking about the general situation.
And no fear there, because we have the same thing here in the U.S. There are those there are those that just come to hold a space, and then there are those who do try. All right, let's take a moment and find out, what is it that you really would like to start with first? I understand that you do want to pass the English proficiency exam, whatever that exam is. Well, in most cases, it has 4 components: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. We will focus on the speaking and reading component now. That would be my suggestion. Where would you like to see yourself start? Or would you be okay with the speaking and reading?
I'm confused about this topic. In fact, I can't decide which one or what is the best for me. I don't know. I think we should plan a period. For example, how often should I call you, or a few weeks later, or a few months later, or what do you think about my level? When can I recommend you to comment on when can I be ready for that kind of exam?
Okay, that is going to be totally up to you, and the amount of time that you put into preparing for the exam. At this moment, I don't know what your level is. I can tell you that I am aware that you fully understand everything that I have said to this point. For this reason, in the listening area, you will understand what the examiner is asking you to do. Whether you will be able to perform the task of what the examiner asks you to do, I will have to listen to you and observe and evaluate your speaking before I can tell you how you might rate there.
I know that I have a big problem with vowels. I think it's not, it's robotic, I think.
You mean, did you say vowels?
Vowels, the letters.
Okay. Okay.
I can't pronounce them.
You will be able to pronounce them, even if it means going back to the phonics. That is what we could focus on. We could focus on phonics. However, as we focus on phonics, because you are at a mature level, I don't necessarily believe that we need to spend as much time as I would with a child learning phonics, like A is for apple, apple, B is for ball, ba, ba, ba. We don't need to do that, because once I introduce you,
Sorry, I said vowels, but I mean E. The difference in Turkish letters, we don't have some sounds like yours.
Yeah, those are the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Those are the vowels. But those vowels come from understanding phonics. So if you have the letters of the alphabet, which are called the syllables, and then there are the vowels. So L, for example, is not a vowel, but L is L, L, L. In most cases, it is. And in some cases, the A is A. In other cases, it's A. But being able to distinguish will be better given to you in reading. When you start reading, you'll start to see repetition, repetition, repetition of these sounds. And you will gain your mastery there. Okay?
I think when I hear, I understand, or I start to understand, I'm not sure, but I can't practice it, so I can say that I can do it.
So what we'll do,
I hear the rules, I listen, I mostly know the rules, but in practice, my Turkish English is.
And for me, I'm totally different. I don't think about the rules. I don't think about the rules, I just speak. It's good that you know the rules, because you will ask me perhaps later on, why do I say this instead of that? I may not be able to give you an answer, but I can give you lots of examples. Then you can look into your brain at the rules that you have learned and come up, this is why. You can say, this, Dr. Priscilla, this is why we say this. I won't be able to explain the reason, because 40, 50 years ago is when I learned the rule. And I don't remember what the rule was. I just know that this is what we do. Let's take a moment and take a look at something that we're going to read today. We're going to listen. Well, you will speak and then listen, and then I'm going to check for comprehension. It isn't anything that's just difficult. So let me open up this document. Actually, I've sent you the document. Are you using a phone or a computer today?
Computer, I'm on computer now.
Okay, I've sent you a lesson. Can you go to another browser and open up the link that I sent to you?
Okay. I can't see the link now.
All right, then.
It doesn't come, yeah?
Okay. I can't put it here. So, Janan, what I want you to do is hang up from talking with me, open up the file, and then call me back.
Where is the file? I can't see the file on message part.
No, it's not here. It's in your email with Cambly. Remember you sent me a message? If you can open it now, so if you go to your browser and click on Cambly and then go into your file, you should be open up a different browser.
Okay, I'm trying now. So, do you have a curriculum or materials?
Actually, Cambly isn't designed that way. We can certainly come up with a curriculum. However, I would only create a curriculum, a study, if I know that you are going to be a regular student. Because if I spend the time to put something together and then you choose not to show up, then I've spent time doing something that was not necessary. So tell me, how many days a week would you like to come to class?
I'm not sure, 2 or 3.
Okay, tell me.
30 minutes.
Okay, tell me, would it be 2 or 3? Would it be mostly 2 or mostly 3?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's up to my other tutor, because we have been studying for a while.
So what are you studying with the other? What are you studying with your other tutor?
Chatting. Chat.
Okay.
Nothing special, and I don't want to just chat.
Okay. All right. And how many other tutors do you have?
One more.
Okay. What's your?
I had 2. I had 2 favorites. Yeah.
Did you have Dr. Maela? Katie Maela?
No.
Okay. Well, she's very good. She's an excellent tutor here on Cambly. And if you can't reach me, she would be the one that I would recommend that you have. All right. Were you able to open up the file?
Is she your friend? I'm trying turning around, opening.
We both attended the same university. Yes. And we both work for Cambly.
Just a second, please.
Okay. So the document that you're going to open is called Reading Comprehension, and it's about humor. Is it still?
Yeah, just a second. That's the problem with my computer. It works very slowly.
All right. Well, while you're logging on, just let me know if you can hear me. So the lesson that we're going to look at today is called humor.
Humor. Okay.
And can you tell me what is the definition of humor? What is the definition of humor?
I think you can say that if you want to make someone laugh or smile,
okay,
you can say some funny things, or you can do some funny things.
Very good.
And this is humor.
Very good. So the definition of humor for our lesson is going to be, it is the ability to make someone laugh or smile. Now I'm going to read the first paragraph. Let me know if your system opens up before I finish or as soon as I finish. I'm going to read the first paragraph.
Okay.
Humor, the tendency of a particular cognitive experience to provoke laughter and provide amusement, affects how we perceive and respond to life. It enhances the quality of life and may relieve the body from so many health problems. In fact, humans are the only creatures on earth that are endowed with the ability to laugh. Now, the vocabulary words that you have heard in that reading, one was endowed. Do you know what this word endowed actually means? Endowed.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
It endowed.
It means,
endowed means to possess.
Endowed means to?
Possess, to own, to have.
Okay, to possess. Okay. And I can't see your. I can't do it on computer. And I'm looking at my.
Okay, you don't need to look at me. You don't need to see me, but you do need to see the lesson.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to hang up from Cambly. I want you to find the documents and then call me back.
Should I finish the conversation?
No, I want you.
Searching?
No, I want you to disconnect. I want you to disconnect from talking to me. Then open up the document. Once you get the document open, then call me back in Cambly. I will wait for you. Okay.
Okay. I try to be
very quick,
as fast as possible. Okay.
Okay. All right then. Thanks.
Laughter.
Okay.
Laughter.
Okay. So I wrote down in green the definition. So read the definition for me. Definition of humor.
It's a long definition, I think. It's in the box, you know, you say.
It's in green. It's in, well, maybe it's not in green. I don't know. It probably isn't. So it says a big mystery, a big mystery.
A big mystery.
The tremendous.
The tremendous benefits of laughter.
Perfect. So that is one way of looking at humor. Now, could you read this paragraph for me, starting with humor? Read the first paragraph for me.
Okay. Humor, the tendency of particular cognitive experiences to provoke laughter and provide amusement, affects how we receive and respond to life. It enhances the quality of life, may relieve the body from so many health problems. In fact, humans are the only creatures on earth that are endowed with the ability of laugh. The difference between
that's
humor
good.
and
Let's stop there at this first paragraph. In this first paragraph, I just want to point out some words for you. Cognitive. 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 Then we have provoke.
Provoke.
And the word enhances, I did not hear the S on enhances.
Enhances. Enhances.
And then you mispronounced the word may. May relieve.
May. What did I say?
I don't remember what you said. I just
may.
It's a long A. Long A. May.
Okay.
May.
I said may. I said may. I know may. Okay. May, is it right?
That is correct. And then the last word in the last sentence is endowed. Endowed.
This is the first time I see this word. I don't know what does it mean.
Okay, which one? Endowed?
And endowed, yes, endowed.
Endowed means to have, to own something, to belong to. Okay?
Okay.
So that's endowed. Now, tell me, what is this first paragraph talking about? Explain to me how you understand this paragraph. What does this paragraph mean? What is the theme of this paragraph? Or a summary of it?
It's a hard paragraph. Okay. Humor. I think this meaning is larger. Its meaning is larger. Or how can I say? It tells how we understand life.
Or how we understand laughter and its impact on our life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, how we understand.
So
it says that the humans are the only creatures that can laugh.
Okay, so that's that would be a key point in this paragraph, that humans are the only creatures that laugh, and laughter enhances our body. Okay, let's look at the next paragraph. Let's look at the next paragraph.
Okay.
The difference
between humor and laughter is that humor is a perceptual process, while laughter is a behavioral response. People of all ages and cultures respond to humor. The majority of people are able to experience humor, not etc.
That's i.e. as an example.
As an example, to be amused or laugh or smile at something funny, and thus they are considered to have a sense of humor. The hypothetical person lacking in sense of humor would likely find the behavior introduced by humor to be inexplicable, strange, or even irrational. Though ultimately decided by personal taste, the extent to which a person finds something humorous depends upon a host of variables, including geographical location, culture, maturity, level of education, intelligence, and context.
Okay, good. So now that we've got the second paragraph, the vocabulary words that I want to make sure that you can pronounce correctly would be perceptual. Humor is a perceptual process. Okay?
Humor is a perceptual process.
Okay. The next word
perceptual.
The next word is going to be the majority. Majority. Majority.
Majority.
Good.
Majority.
Mm-hmm. And then we have hypothetical. After sense of humor,
hypothetical.
the hypothetical.
A hypothetical.
And then we
hypothetical.
Have. That's correct.
So there's a th sound here. TH.
Yeah, it's the
Okay, hypothetical. Hypothetical.
Then we have inexplicable. Inexplicable.
Inexplicable.
Good. Our next word will be irrational. Irrational.
Irrational.
Mm-hmm. And the last one is variables. Variables.
And this is the hardest one. Could you please repeat?
Okay.
Yeah.
Something humorous depends upon a host of variables. Variables.
The word. Variables.
Variables. Mm-hmm.
Variables. Okay, thank you so much.
Now, what words in this paragraph did you have difficulty understanding the meaning?
Variables.
Okay. Variables comes from the word. Variables comes from the word various, meaning many different things. The children in your class that you teach in 6th grade, they have a lot of variables. For example, some parents work with low-paying jobs. Some parents do not work at all. Those are variables, things that are different.
Okay, I understand now. Okay. Host of variables.
Mm-hmm. So host means a lot.
Owner.
Host means a lot of something. The word host itself means many.
Oh, I thought it means it refers to owner of a house, a flat.
And it could, but in this context, it could be the homeowner. But in this context, it means many.
Okay, thank you.
Or a host could be the person providing some activity. A person providing something. But in this case, the host is many.
Okay, thank you so much.
Now, what is paragraph 2 about? What is paragraph 2 about?
It's about the difference between humor and laughter.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I couldn't get the difference.
Okay. The difference between humor and laughter is that humor is something that you perceive. If I said, Dr. Priscilla is as tall as a tree, that's kind of funny because you know that I am not a tree, but you get the idea that I'm saying that I'm very tall.
Okay.
So that's a perception. Okay?
Yes.
And laughter, well, that's humor. Laughter is when something is like, I just can't stop laughing because it's so funny.
Okay.
But
I got it now.
Something that is humorous may not evoke that, it may bring a smile to my face. Okay? Anything else? So we know that it tells us that there's a difference between humor and laughter. What else does it tell us? Tell me 2 more things about this paragraph. Tell me 2 more things that you know about this paragraph. Okay, let's see, maybe